Hey, welcome back to the studio. On today's video, you're going to watch me create 3 different paintings, but also I'm going to be given a timeline and walking through the mindset of what it took for me to quit my jobs, why I had to quit my job, and in order for me to become successful, in order for my business to work, in order for me to receive the thing that I always prayed on, the thing that I always talked about, the thing that I said that there's something I deeply wanted for years, I had to quit my job. But why was it hard for me to quit my job? Why did I feel like I needed to resort to this safety process, this safety net, right? Like, what was this thing that was keeping me? It's such a mind trap. And I think this is something that's conditioned to us ever since we were younger, and especially when it's part of, I guess you could say, the American dream. And these are things that you're supposed to do. So we're going to be talking more about that, about the mindset, but also the courage that it takes to start your own business, the courage that it takes for you to go out on a leap of faith. All right. So we're going to be breaking all these things down, how I was able to quit my job in order for me to save my life, really, like, especially when I look back on it compared to what I would be or what I have become. And this is the same thing for you. So this is going to be a good video. We're going to watch me paint right now, and we're going to get into this topic. All right, so we're getting into this painting right now. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful horse. This is going to be an abstract expressionism horse, more impressionism, but you can just see how I'm building on the layers. I love doing this. Look, if you're new here, I love doing the background first. I do a little bit of a background color, so that way it works like a gesso to me. The canvas isn't fighting me. It's easy for me to just have my colors smoothly go on without feeling like I'm painting on a dry towel. But also, I have a color underneath of it, so that way it gives me a psychological advantage. So that way I'm not painting on a straight, raw, white canvas, because then I feel like I have to populate it more. I have to do more with it. In comparison, I'm already working on a body of art. The masters did this as well, but they would do like tons of paint. They would do a painting underneath. There's an old saying that there's a masterpiece underneath every masterpiece. All right, so this is how I start my paintings off, especially when I'm doing animals. I start off with this foundation, which is the dark colors. It's important for you to do the dark colors so that way you could be able to build on top of it with the lighter colors. You can't just start off with the light colors and then do the dark. Well, I mean, you can. This is an art class. I don't know, maybe it is, but this is just something that works for me, and it works for the paintings, and it looks better compared to when I used to do it in reverse. But hey, you guys probably went to art school. You probably know more about this technical stuff than I do. I just know how to paint fast, get it done, and also what sold. All right, so I want to talk about how I was able to quit my job and how it made me a millionaire. It made me successful, right? By me quitting my job, I was able to not fight myself, because I would always fight myself in the morning time when I was driving to work. When I was driving to work, I would always say that I'm going to do all these great big plans. When I get off of work, I'm going to start my business. I'm going to do 1,000 paintings. I'm going to do big paintings. I'm going to get on social media. I'm going to do all these things, because I hated the feeling of waking up in the morning and going to a place that I didn't want to be at. Something that I didn't really have any ownership to. Something that felt like it was like school or something, but even worse is like a form of prison. Why am I going to this place? So I always tried to free myself first. One of the first things that I always tried to do, at least, I mean, I've been doing this even for years before corporate America, is that I tried to minimize the things that owned me. For example, I tried to minimize where I didn't have any credit card debt. I owned my cars. I own the things that I have, so that way I didn't put myself in a situation where I'm more entrapped to corporate America, because then corporate America, they like to smile in your face when you say that you have these new debt toys, and they're like, oh, because they know you're not going anywhere. I didn't put myself in a situation where I had debt and I had things of slavery on me. Now, there's always these forms in America that will attach itself to you, but it's up to you to try to free yourself as much as you can. And then when you can, you're able to have less risk into whatever you do. You have to have risk anyways to be an entrepreneur, but this way you're able to have less risk, and you're able to actually commit to things in case things fall, because they will. So these are things that I prayed on when I would drive to work. these commutes. I'm a genius in the morning time, but then when I get off of work and I'm giving them the best hours of my day, I'm not going to say I'm an idiot. I don't like talking down on myself, but I'm tired. I'm lethargic. I just want to relax. But by the time that I get done relaxing, I'm saying, oh, I'm just going to relax. It's just going to be an hour. It's just going to be 2 hours. And then by the time that you do that, the day's already gone by. It's already dark outside. You don't feel like working on that business. You just say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to do it. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. But then when tomorrow comes, you don't do it. So I had to make sure that I didn't serve two masters. I had to quit. And as soon as I was able to quit my job, then I was able to become successful. I was able to see the things. But I mean, even before getting to that point, I had to make sure that there was some type of proof shown in eBay for me to do it. I had to make sure that the numbers were there. So I remember I just said to myself, okay, I'm going to commit just 2 weeks. I'm going to commit 2 to 3 weeks of really doing it, really honing in on eBay just to see. And I remember at this time, I wasn't selling paper art. I wasn't really focusing on buy it nows. I had no structure. I was just focused on auctions. And I remember I was able to actually see, I made like maybe a little bit less than half of my salary, but that was enough for me to know that I could be successful. That was enough for me to know that it was possible. And it was just like such a light bulb moment because, of course, being an artist, right, there were so many years of these gallery days where I wasn't bringing in the bacon. I wasn't bringing in any money. And I felt like I finally had something that was actually working, something that was actually going to bring me the money that I have control on. Only thing I got to do is actually paint and just list. I don't have to play the negotiation games. I don't have to play the Instagram games where I'm thinking that, well, as long as I get more popular and I become more of an influencer and people click my stuff, then people are going to like me. I didn't have to do any of that no more. So once I just saw that it was possible with a little bit of the salary and that people were buying, and I knew I could build myself up if I just committed myself and got smarter. I knew there had to be a way for me to get smarter, then I can make it work. So I remember I went to the post office. I dropped off one of my packages. It was like my largest package at the time. And I looked at my numbers and I said, whoa, I could do this if I go full time. And I remember I made the decision to quit. But what really helped me at the time is that I actually had supportive family to understand that I needed to do this. I had supportive family that was fine with, I mean, I'm not going to say they were completely fine because it was more so like, oh, you're going to quit again. I never forget that moment. So that was something that clicked for me as well too, where I had to make it work because I didn't want it to be another moment where it was like, oh, you're quitting another job, or you're still like trying to be this fantasy hobby thing. But there was still the support where they trusted me because anything that I dedicate myself to, I'm going to end up making it happen. I'm smart enough to make it happen. If I could say it, if I could dedicate myself, then I can make it happen. But I remember for me personally, that was something that stuck in my mind where my family was like, they believed in me. They seen the numbers was coming from eBay, but they're also skeptical, kind of like how I'm skeptical because you're supposed to be a starving artist. Nothing's going to work out. And as soon as that happened, where it was like, all right, we trust you, but you're quitting another job. I knew from that moment, I had to make it work more than anything. It was burning the ships at this point. So not trying to serve two masters and making sure that I could just be dedicated completely into eBay, burning the ships, as we say, that's what gave me the fire on my back that I was going to make this happen for myself. Now, here's the thing. If I didn't burn the ships, then I was just going to be thinking to myself that I have a plan B to go back to. I have a job to go back to. And a lot of times I notice with people, they're not able to be successful in their business, or they're not able to be successful in the art because if things get rough, they can always dedicate their energy back to their boss, their manager, or whoever it is in their job. They can always dedicate themselves back to that and be like, well, at least I got this job to dedicate myself back into. But I'm telling you, the success really happens when you take a leap of faith and you quit that job. You quit that job and you're able to dedicate yourself 100% completely, because then you're in a mind, you're in a frequency where of abundance. You're going to make it happen. There is no plan B. There is no going back. There is no ships to go back to. That's why we burn the ships. There is no ships. There are no ships to go back to. We are completely committed into the process. Now, once the retreat disappeared, I stopped asking whether I would continue, and I just start solving the problem. So any problems that come up, I have no, well, I'm just going to go back to my job and go back to my salary. No, there is no salary to go back to. Around here, we eat what we kill. We have to go hunting. We have to figure out the problems. We have to be, what do they always used to call it? We have to put fires out. I'm constantly putting fires out. So anytime I hear from people all the time where it's like, oh, I have this issues, I'm like, welcome to being an entrepreneur. This is about putting fires out all the time. This is what it's always going to be. It never stops. What do they always say? They say that more money, more problems. It's so true. You're always going to have problems, but you're going to have to choose what problems do you want. Do you want the problems where you work for somebody else? Do you want the problems where you have a 9 to 5? I couldn't do that. That was my passion. That was the thing that motivated me to work hard and to figure out my problems and to be committed and to do the things that I needed to do. The reason why most people, it sucks for them and they can't do it is because you're half-footing. You got 1 foot in, you got 1 foot out. It'll work for you if you commit yourself to it and you know that there's no going back. Now, this is a disclaimer. I don't want to say on this video that I'm telling people to quit your job, because that's irresponsible, and it's not it's not a responsible thing to do, right? That's why usually entrepreneurs and people who are successful, we're kind of crazy, right? You got to be loopy. You got to be loopy, and you got to kind of be delusional when it comes to running your own business, because you have to believe it before anybody else could believe it. You have to be the first one to believe it in order for you to change your reality. Your reality now does not direct what your future is going to be. Your future is going to be directed off of how you change your reality right now. If that makes sense. It should make sense. You have to be delusional of what the future is going to be. Just like you have to be delusional about what the end process of the painting is going to be. You have to have the commitment to change your brain. That's what I had. I had commitment to change my brain. Your mind is going to look for evidence to quit. Your mind is always going to play tricks on you. And I'm so thankful that I learned that in college many moons ago. That was like one of the first things that we learned in psychology, is that your mind is going to play tricks on you. Your mind is going to come up with reasons to quit. Your mind is going to find reasons why it's not working out. And I always tell everybody who I coach, whatever you tell yourself, you're right. If you tell yourself that you're not able to do something, then you're right. If you're telling yourself that you are able to do something, then you're also right. So it's important, whatever you tell your mind to, because your brain is going to try to choose the easiest route. But it's easier to take that energy away from your brain by making sure that it doesn't even have a route to choose, by you taking away the option of a job. There was no plan B for me to go back to. I mean, what am I going to do? Tell a company that I've been working for myself and I've been making 6 figures and I don't need you guys and I'm not in debt. You think they're going to hire me? No, they're not. They're not going to hire me because I'm not in debt and I'm a liability. I'm a liability because I already tasted freedom. I already tasted what it feels like to be my own boss. I'm my own boss. I hate the word boss. Like, I hate that. Like, I'm my own boss. You're your own boss. That's how you need to think about it in your mind. But that's when I became a business owner. I became a business owner. Quitting changed more than just the schedule. It changed my identity. It changed of who I want to be in the future, who I want to look to when I'm like, okay, what does it look like to be the person who I want to be? It looks like I have to go to sleep early. It looks like I have to wake up early. It looks like I have to delegate certain responsibilities. It looks like I have to hire people who also depend on me to be responsible and to have the decisions. These are all the things that you're able to do as soon as you stop half-footing. When I was half-footing, nothing worked for me. That's why I was always so skeptical. I was more skeptical than most of you who would come in here and think that, oh, it doesn't work. I was extremely skeptical because I'm like, it's eBay. Why would that work? Why would people spend money? How could you make a career off of that? I didn't believe any of it was possible. But the only reason why is because I was so stuck in the mindset of corporate America, where they conditioned us as a kid to think that that's the only successful route. Either get straight A's in high school, go straight to college. After college, you get a good job. After you get a good job, then you buy the house, you get the mortgage, you're in debt with the banks, you get a car, you get a baby, you get a wife, you get a husband, blah, 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 blah. How many people do you know, if you realistically talk to them, that they're fully happy with that idea? Not too many. And I didn't want to be trapped to those type of things as well. So these are the things that help me, where I could have risk mitigation, and it helped me become more of a business owner by quitting my job. But like I said, I can't tell you where you're at in your life. I can't tell you to get away from certain of your responsibilities, but these are the things that help me. And what's crazy, this is the thing that I do now, an exercise, is that I say, okay, I look back and say, what would I do, or what situation would I be in if I didn't quit my job years ago, commit with a leap of faith? Where would I be at today? Would it be worth it? Would I do it again? Of course I would. And this is the thing, is for you too. You can have everything that you want as long as you have a leap of faith and you commit to yourself. Is it worth it? Or do you want to stay at your job? But you can't have it both ways. You can't serve two masters. And that's just what I wanted to talk about right there. We can finish this painting out right here. This is I think this is a panda bear, right? This is a panda bear right here, but we're just going fast with the process. You can see how fast I was able to do these 3 paintings while I'm talking to you, having a great time, showing how beautiful the process is, how we're able to get on to the next painting. Look, if I can do it, then you can do it. I'm just working off of a projector here and having fun and going on to the process. So there you have it right there. I hope that this quick conversation just helps you in your mindset. Anything that's going to help you, or is going to give you a little bit of inspiration, motivation, or just give you a little bit of insight of my mindset, what I went through. Look, I've had 77 different corporate jobs, so I already know that you didn't have more jobs than me. I already know that you didn't have more of these pep talks more than I have at these different companies, and none of it worked out. But this is something that saved my life, how I was able to get away from it, how I was able to replace my salary with my career with eBay, and how I was able to help myself. And this is something that I've coached plenty of people who've had no previous experience whatsoever. Look, if you want to learn how you could do this for yourself, if you also want to taste a little bit of freedom, how you could break away from your 9-to-5 job, click the link below, join us in the free eBay art community. But if you also want to work with me on a one-on-one mentorship where I build your account for you because you don't have the time, I run your operations the same way I would run my store. You just focus on the painting, and also click the second link below on the one-on-one business builder mentorship. And I look forward to working with you. Thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna see you in the next one.